the father is just father is just uh, explaining and repeating his experiences again and again, and the son is trying his level best to make the father understand his desires and his revolutionary and impulsive ideas. And here the utterance which was uttered by the father, everything, think of everything you've got. Here the father is persuading the son to think about the things which were the father uh, earned by the father. And the diction, everything uh, heavily emphasizes uh, the ideologies and the money and the things like that which were earned by the father. And here the father is um, expressing father is conveying the idea that he his the things he earned are the best, and his son's ideas and ideologies are just waste things. And when we look at next, adults misunderstanding towards children, and adults think that children are immature on everything, and adults, but it's not true. Adults should let the children to explore and execute their dreams into reality, and they should let children under their supervision, but they shouldn't uh, restrict the children's dreams and ideas. And next, the adults think that the children's dreams are not practical, and they are just dreams. They are just dreams, but it's not. The dreams uh, are the first step for a big achievement, and the son has chosen and has fixed his dream for the Russian revolution, and he is trying to break away from the brainwashing of the father. And next, we can see that adults neglecting the children's problems. Here, the father is not understanding the suffering and the pain that the son is getting from his repetitive utterances and advices. And in this line, all the times that I cried, keeping all the things I knew inside, it's hard. Here, we can see uh, the son's pain and burdens which were created by the father's repetitive and the boring utterances. Throughout this poem, the son is trying his level best to get away from his father's uh, repetitive ideas. But the father is trying and repeating the utterances to make his son follow the orthodox lifestyle, like settling down, and marrying, finding a girl, and settling down like that. And uh, the and here the father is trying to put
Time up.
son trying to put the son in his comfort zone, and he's not letting the son to execute his dreams.
Next, I would like to call Arnavi to defend the thoughts of Devigan and start this debate.
Good evening to our literature Achudan Yoharaj and the opponents and the audience. Thank you for your attention and consideration to our debate combination. Today, I want to support the theme that the elders' advisors are very supportive to the children's growth and their successful journey. Let's think about that. First, I want to tell about the nature of the elders. We all know that elders are the pillars for our successful journey and the children's growth, and they always consider our safety, and they do everything for our well-being. Elders are always very patient and contained with enough wisdom, which was built up by the experiences which they faced in the life so far. And elders often take the role of the mentorship for their children by providing big emotional support, mental support, and physical support, and they help to shape the children's life as useful. And here today, as the opponent leader says that here in the poem, the father and son, the father didn't allow the son to tell his dreams to him. But here we can understand that according to the background of the poem, we can understand that the son wants to join in the revolutionary act. But we all know that revolutionary acts are something strange, which contains many adventurous things, and sometimes it may affect son. So the father, from his experiences, he tell the same advices to his son to keep him in the safe zone. And here we can understand that father not want the son to restrict his son from his dreams and from his ideas. The father's only concern and only focus about his son to make his sons to face less challenges. And in this fact, we can understand that even though the father tell the dreams, if the son has the strong dream guides the father, he can tell it and leave them. But here we can understand this according to the poem, the son didn't explain, the son can't explain his dreams to his father, which evokes the question about that. And it let us, as a readers, let us to think that here the father's advices are strong enough than the son's adjoining to the Russian revelatory. And here the father's advices are very useful and reasonable than the son's silly purpose to join the Russian revolutionary. And I also want to talk some points about the according to the poem Father and Son. Here we can understand that the father and son, there is a significant theme that misguidance and the wisdom. As a son who is lacked with the more experiences, the father wants to teach his son in an experienceable way. That's why the father repeated the same advice to his son to shape his life and lead the son into the bright future. And we can understand that by ignoring the father's advices strongly, the son gives the son makes their relationship as a strained relationship. Ignoring the father's advice can strain the relationship between the father and son bond, and further, it can lead to increase the conflictable moods and misunderstandings and growing emotional distance among them. Even though the father tells the advices, the son ignores them. So we can't tell that because of the father's activities, it creates the generational gap between the father and son in this poem, Father and Son. So I'm disagree with the opponent leader's statement. And we can and when we move on to the theme that misguidance and the wisdom, here we can understand that the son wants to join in the Russian Revolutionary Act. But as a father who was possessed with more wisdom, which has experienced so far, he tells his son to marry a girl and settle down the life. And here, the opponent leader says that marrying a girl and settle down in the life is something orthodox and traditional way, but we can't tell it in that way, because the father thinks that um, um, marrying a girl and settle down in the life gives um, more comfortable than joining into the Russian Revolutionary Act. So the father uh, tell him to marry the girl. So we can't say that the father distract the dreams of the son, and father always comes as a restriction for the son's dreams and his ideas. Here we can understand that the father comes as a big supportive to choose the path. He tell that don't make the decisions with the sudden impulse. Here we can understand that as a son, he is taking the decisions within the minute by considering the emotional feelings. But as a father who was possessed with more experience, he tells his son to be calm and take relax and consider the things which are more practical, and that's why he tells that marry a girl, settle down. So we can't view the father as a orthodox or who is always the obstacle for the sun plants. And when we move on to the novel Vendor of Sweets, we can understand that uh, um, the novel Vendor of Sweets explains us Mali's experiences in the trouble, and the Mali faced many tragedies because of his ignorance towards the elders advisors, uh, especially his own father's advisors. Here we can understand that the Mali views his own father as a restriction or the obstacle for his own dream. So I will continue it in my next opportunity. So according to my above discussions, I feel and I tell that elders are the most supportive persons in children's life, and
Thank you, Arnavi, for your wonderful debate. Next, I would like to call Barnian to start his debate.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to make a debate on the topic of the adults are not always true, and elders do not allow the children to make them freedom enough and fulfill their desires and achieve a good life in future. They are the restriction for the children to achieve their goals in the life. So that I strongly disagree the opponent's argument, as according to Devigan also I support his answer, as he tells that in the poem The Father and Son, he tells that the father's advices are too difficult to manage in this modern society. As we know that in this modern society, the younger generations and the youth people are more concerned about their own life, and they try to do different jobs innovatively, so that the opponents thinks that he is she is clever enough. Parents are the most clever, and they are the true to their children, and they are leading the children to the best path. But here we can also say that the father and son is a poem which directly says the conflict of generation gap between the father who doesn't care about the son's desires and blocks the opportunities of the son as well. Here, the opponent says that the marrying a girl and settle down is not an orthodox, and said the a decision to get into the Russian revolution is seem to be a wrong judgment. As we know that in the time period, there seem to be a changing point in our lives to the younger generation. Although the stereotypical parents and the elders are seem to be like uh, emotionally attached to the religion and cultures, but the young people doesn't care about the social norms. Who are the leaders in the future? As we know that the younger generation are the leader of the future and the society. They are going to be the elders in the futures. As we so that as far as these human beings have been alive in the whole world, they are to the after generation passes. We should the generation should be evolved to the current society, so that the older generation are blocking their opportunity to evolve to the society as they try to find a new job, starting a new opportunity, or facing challenges in this life. They, they are just blocking his whole life in the society, who does less experience than the adults. Moreover, I want to say that in the father and son, there is a theme of generation gap and the adults who neglects the children's problem as well. And in a literary way, it can be seen as the parents are protecting the children in a comfort zone, building up a safe zone for him. But in a figurative way, it is obvious that they are blocking the opportunity to face the challenges in life. In order to learn from their mistakes are very important to get a success. We know that even many scientists and many achievers are facing many challenges in his life and learning from their mistakes, and at the end they succeed. So that I strongly says that the adults should not block the children to face the challenges, and they are even though they think that they lead the children to the good path, they mislead to the bad society which the child cannot live, because he doesn't experience anything in his life with his own or any challenges. The older generation are blocking everything. Even though, even in the novel vendor side, we can say that when Mali asks the telephone for his business, the father rejects it, as he says that I am continuing my job. The vendor says without a telephone, even though there are many people and crowded in that place. Here, the father is comparing his life to the son's life, as the son is going to very fast in his life, and Jagan seemed to be a slow mover, as he only rounded in his life path as a vendor of sweet. He doesn't think about other things like going to abroad or something like a story writing mission. So the Mali's ideas are not concerned about as a father or an elder who should encourage him as a elders, but he blocks the opportunities and doesn't even he doesn't want to bring her a telephone to communicate with the American company, so that the selfishness of the Jagan, he thinks that he should be concerned and he should be maternally benefits from Mali as a father who doesn't graduate enough in the university. He thinks also the Mali should not be could continue his job as a vendor of service. As far as this the children are always true is concerned in my team, I strongly believe that the parents or the elders are the not always true in this manner, and let's see in another opportunity. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And let's analyze this in detail in another opportunity for me. So thank you for hearing.